Hi, so this will be a very short demonstration. It's something that you're going to be using for a later assignment. So we're going to use the Puppet Warp tool. So for the Puppet Warp tool, what we want to do is you're going to go to the Google Classroom. There's going to be a picture of a giraffe and a tree. You're going to download both of those pictures. And then once you've downloaded them, remember to open them in Photoshop. You do File Open and not File New, right? Because if you make a new file, you don't know how big to make it. We're just going to let our pictures decide how big that the file needs to be. So from here, we need to remove the background. So this will be very similar to what we did with the frog. So first, let's unlock the giraffe layer. Then we're going to use our magic wand tool to select the white background. And then right now, we want to invert our selection. So instead of selecting the background, we want to select the giraffe. So we're going to do Control-Shift-I. And now if we add a layer mask, because we had our giraffe selected, it will remove the background automatically, right? So we still have a problem here. We have some white spaces in the middle. So I'm just going to zoom in so I can see it better. And I'm going to click on this white space in between the giraffe's legs. And then I'm going to fill that with the paint bucket tool to get rid of it. And then I'm going to do Control D to deselect. Go back with my magic wand, select this one here, and do the same thing. Use my paint bucket tool to fill it with black because we want it to go away. And then Control D to deselect. And now we have our giraffe. So now we need to get our giraffe into the tree image. So I'm going to come over here with my move tool, and I'm going to click and drag this giraffe into this file. You'll get a paste profile mismatch notification, but just say okay. And then we're going to notice that our giraffe is in the same picture as the tree, which is exactly what we want. And it also still has its mask over here, right? So we need to resize him so that he looks like he's on the same scale as the tree. So we're going to do Control T for transform. And we're going to resize him so he looks like he fits in with its background. And then once he's about the right size, we'll press enter. And then I'll zoom in so that I can see what I'm doing. Now, right now, even though we removed the background, it kind of just looks like we placed, like we cut and paste this giraffe, which is exactly what we did, right? However, a little trick that we can use to make it look like he's interacting with the background is to use Puppet Warp. So we're going to come up here to Edit. We're going to go Edit, Puppet Warp. And when you do that, you're going to notice that a bunch of like grid lines show up on our giraffe. So what these grid lines are going to allow us to do is move our giraffe like it's a puppet. So once you click on So you'll notice when you're in the Puppet Warp tool that you're going to get a little icon on your mouse that looks like a pin with a plus sign next to it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on his neck and make a couple of pins. And then now that I've made pins in sections that I want to move, if I hover over that pin, then it'll turn into a mouse. And I can click and drag that pin to move his neck. And you can do some pretty crazy things with this. Like it could potentially go south, like where it doesn't look right. So like if I move this kind of all over, then oh my gosh, look, he's got like a broken neck now, right? But if I do very small movements, I can make it look like he's eating some of the leaves on this tree. right? So now it looks like his head is reaching for the leaves on the tree. And if I like the way that looks, I'm going to go ahead and press enter. And then now my giraffe looks like he's actually interacting with his background, right? So your goal is going to be to do the same steps that I just did with 2 other animals. You can do another giraffe, you can do anything else that you would find in like this sort of area of the world, or you could just put in like a whatever animal you want. But whatever animal you choose to put in here, you need to do 2 things. You need to remove the background, and you need to use Puppet Warp to make it look like they're doing something in the scene. Okay, good luck.